You know that feeling? You get a brilliant idea for an image, a new look for your room, or a cool logo, but then you think about all the work, the time, the skills, the expensive software. It just feels impossible. Well, that entire barrier is pretty much gone. Today, we're going to dive into how AI can take your ideas and turn them into incredible visuals almost instantly.
Yeah, I know. It sounds a little like science fiction, doesn't it? Taking a thought from your head and seeing it pop up on your screen as a real image in less than a minute? But here's the thing, this isn't some far-off future. It's the new reality of how we can create, and it's open to literally everyone. You just have to get one simple concept.
And this, right here, is the most empowering part. Seriously, forget spending years learning complicated software. Forget needing to be a trained artist. The barrier to entry has just vanished. All you need now is the ability to describe what you want. Your words, they're the new paintbrush. So, let's see how this actually works.
Okay, let's start with something super practical, something we can all relate to. Interior design. Maybe you're looking at your living room and you're just bored. Or you want to see what your office could look like. Well, AI can be your personal design assistant, ready whenever you are.
So check this out. What's so cool about this is how simple yet specific the instruction is. You're not just saying, make it look nice. No, you're giving the AI a style, Scandinavian, and you're giving it the key ingredients, warm wood, natural light, and minimalism. The AI just takes those cues and boom, generates a totally new vibe from your photo.
And you can try this right now. I mean it. Tools like Home Visualizer and Room GPT are built for exactly this. You just upload a picture of your room, type in a description like the one we just saw, and you're off to the races.
Okay, so that's your space. Now let's move on to your brand. Maybe you're starting a business, a YouTube channel, whatever. You know a great logo is key, but man, that used to be a whole process. Not anymore. And this is the game changer. You don't have to be a graphic designer. You just have to know the feeling of your brand. You know, the vibe. Is it sleek and modern, fun and playful? You bring the personality, and the AI handles all the tricky design stuff to make it happen.
This is a perfect example. We've got the style, modern minimalistic, we've got the subject, a tech startup called NeoRise, and we've got the specific visuals, clean lines, futuristic glow. With just that one sentence, the AI starts spitting out dozens of options for you to look at. It's amazing. And you have choices. There are tools like Looka and Logo AI that make this super easy. But you can also use bigger, more general image generators like Midjourney to get some really artistic and wild results. You've got a whole toolkit right there.
All right, now we get to the really mind-bending stuff, creating literally any image you can think of. This is where AI stops being just a tool and becomes a true creative partner, ready to build whatever's in your head. So before we go any further, let's just lock in this one key word, the prompt. That's it. Think of it like a little creative brief you're giving to the AI. The better your description, the closer the AI gets to what's in your mind. Getting good at writing prompts is really the only skill you need for this whole new world.
I mean, just look at the level of control you have here. You're not just asking for a portrait. You're specifying the detail, ultra detailed. The style, cinematic. The lighting, soft golden light, lens flare. And even the mood, premium aesthetic. It's like you're directing a whole photo shoot with just your words.
The big players in this space are platforms like Midjourney, DALL-E, and Stable Diffusion. Each one kind of has its own artistic personality, which is part of the fun of exploring them, but they all work on that same core idea, turning your text into incredible visuals.
So we've looked at redesigning a room, creating a logo, and making custom art. It seems like three totally different things, right? But what if I told you they all use the exact same super simple workflow? This is the secret that unlocks everything.
This is it. This is the whole loop. You start with an idea, you write a prompt to describe it, the AI gives you something back, you look at it, and then you tweak the prompt to get closer to what you want. You just repeat that little cycle until you have your final image. It really is that simple.
And if you want to get really good at that cycle, here are your superpowers. First, always be specific about the style and the mood you're going for. Next, give it references. Mention specific colors, types of lighting, whatever. Here's a pro tip. Use shorter prompts at first just to explore ideas quickly. And finally, when you get something you love, save it. You'll build up a personal library of what works.
So let's step back for a second. After seeing all this, what's the big picture here? What does this all really mean for how we create things?
It all boils down to this. AI makes creativity instant. The gap between having an idea and seeing the first draft has collapsed from hours or days down to just seconds. And that's not just about being faster, it's about freedom. The freedom to try weird things, to fail without wasting a whole day, and to explore a dozen ideas you never would have had time for before.
At the end of the day, these tools are basically a direct pipeline to your imagination. They're a creative partner that's always on, ready to build with you. The tech is here, it's easy to get to, and it's just waiting for your ideas. So the real question isn't what can be created anymore, it's what are you going to create first?